A very, very good morning to you, our dear viewer. Thank you so much for tuning in this amazing morning. It is the 19th of September, 2022. Definitely, it's Thursday, and we bless the Lord for bringing us this far into the week. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are watching Morning Uplift with me, your host, Protas. And lined up for you is an amazing show. And today we're having various discussions as usual, and you'll be getting to be inspired, you'll be getting to be educated on different aspects of life. But allow me to, get and dive into our devotional of the day. Please do tell us where you're tuned in from. Send us a text via the number that is on your screen, or you can also send us a message by the chat box online. We are also coming to you live on YouTube and also on Facebook. So please also do follow us on our social media platforms. But with that, let's get into our devotional of today. Yesterday we were talking about when your faith is tested, and we got that particular point where your faith is being tested. When you go through various trials and tribulations, you should have joy. Why? Because through this whole process of our faith being tested, you are making, you're being made perfected in Christ Jesus. And also we got to see that, as your faith is being tested, you're becoming more and more to the things of God. You are maturing also when it comes to the things of God. And we got to see that, at the end of the day, it's not about the various, feelings or emotions that we are having at the moment, but it's all about having joy at that particular
Truth TV, empowering you. Truth TV, empowering you. Truth TV, empowering you. Truth TV, empowering you.
This moments where our life gets probably tough, situations around us and circumstances around us face us, and sometimes it gets so tough. How does God exactly want us to respond when it comes to that? Even as our lives as Christians, we need to understand, we should expect walk through tough times that threaten to sometimes even overwhelm us. But we also want to understand, how exactly does God want us to respond in this particular season of life when we are facing through hard trials and tough trials in our lives. But as his followers, Jesus wants us to respond in a particular way. He wants us to give our cares, and he wants us to cast our cares upon him. And with this, having understood this, we're not supposed to try, figure out life in our own path. Our life is not our own. So we're not supposed to try out, things that we think in our mind are going to work. Probably that is not the way God had intended it for us. We're certainly not bothering him. We have to understand that when we come to cast our cares to Jesus Christ or to God, we have to understand that we are not bothering him at that particular moment. And we have to understand that, certainly when we send up our prayers to Jesus Christ, it's not being thrown away into a dustbin, but we have to know and remember that, what, God hears us. He knows what we are going through. And what amazing thing is it to know that, when you're speaking to someone or when you're casting your cares to God, he hears. And so with that, let's get right into the verse of the day. We'll be reading from Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2 from the King James Version. That is Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2. Please do open with us, just in case you have your phone app, Bible app with you. Please do click and scroll through Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2. Or if you have a physical Bible, even better, please do open Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2. And this is what it says. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burnt, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. What a verse. Let me read that again. We are reading from the book of Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2 that says, when thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burnt, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. What an assurance that God gives us in Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2. And God has given us the blessed assurance that, what, as you go or as you pass through the fire, you shall not be burnt. As you go through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. And God has given this blessed assurance that when we are going through tough times, he is with us. What an assurance to have even in that particular season of your life. We have been given an assurance in Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2. And this comforts us as children of God. It gives us comfort to God's children, as God's children, that, it is not just so that we go through these various trials and temptations and be afraid, but just to be aware of his presence, that is in such times. We are being assured that in such tough times, God is with us. And as his child, at a personal level, as, his children, he has said, because he has said he is with us, we need to understand, and we also need to have the wisdom to also ask, why is this situation happening, God? Why do you want, or rather, what do you want me to learn in this whole situation of these tough times? We have to get to that point of wisdom and not just merely ask, or rather complain in the situation, or tend to feel that God is not with us in that particular situation. But we have to get to a point where we have the wisdom to ask, God, what are you teaching us in this particular situation? What do you want us to learn? What do you want us to mature in? And, I understand that sometimes it may be easier to become fixated on the particular situation in these tough times and on the problem, and easily forget on what he says in Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2, that he will be with us. And, but when it comes to such times, we have to get to that wisdom, and we must override what we feel. It is very important to come to that point of understanding, to ask God, what exactly do you want me to learn? Or also at the same time, we don't incline, our head and our thoughts to what we are currently feeling at the moment, but we have to incline our ear to what he is teaching us at the moment, to what also he says about, that particular season of life, that he is with us at that particular time, even amidst, the many waters, or the roughest of waters, or even in the fire, he is with us. Why? Because, we also have to remember that God does not merely waste any experience. Don't be deceived. God does not waste any experiences that we go through. And that is why we are saying it is crucial, to also ask God in these tough times that probably you might be facing, also having remembered that, testing of your faith produces patience, and in the process you are being perfected. We should also have that wisdom to ask that, God, what exactly do you want me to learn? And so don't miss the miracle or opportunity for yourself for elevation into glory through these various tough times. Don't be fixated on your emotions, on what you feel. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling, but don't particularly be fixated on whatever you are feeling about, but really get to incline your ear to what he is saying at that moment. Incline your ear to what God is speaking to you and also teaching you at that moment. And so I really do hope that you have been encouraged by that devotional, that as you go through various tough times, do not be fixated on the various circumstances that you are facing, but have the wisdom to ask God, what exactly is it that you are teaching me in this particular season? And also remember that he is with you, as we have read from the book of Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2 that says, when thou passest through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, you shall not be burned, and neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. And I do hope that you have been encouraged by this devotional of the day. Right about now, we want to go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll be giving you the inspirational video of the day. And also for our third segment, we'll be talking about the role, or rather parental involvement, when it comes to education in the children's lives. So do keep up the conversation going. Please do tell us where you're tuned in from. Send in your feedback via the number that is on your screen if you're watching us live on Truth TV, or in the event you're watching us live on YouTube and Facebook. Please do send in your questions, even on parental involvement. Also tell us what you're feeling about the show. Is God speaking to you? Are you encouraged? Yeah, send in those responses via our social media platforms, and do follow us. But for now, let's take a short commercial break. See you after the break.
Welcome to Annie Planet, where the wonders of the animal kingdom come to life. Join us on a thrilling adventure as we explore the untamed beauty of nature and witness the extraordinary lives of creatures big and small. From the mighty jungles to the vast oceans, Annie Planet takes you on a journey beyond imagination. Get ready to embark on a wild ride filled with captivating stories, stunning visuals, and fascinating facts about our planet's incredible inhabitants. Annie Planet, where every creature has a tale. Don't miss out on the adventure. Every Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. only on Truth TV.
Hey there, welcome back to the Morning Uplift Show with me, your host, Mercy Protas. We have just concluded our devotional, and you are talking about through tough times. And we got to see that, God assures us that through the tough times, he is with us. And also we got to see that we have to get to the point of having the wisdom to ask the Lord what he is teaching us at that particular time. Right about now, we want to go into our inspirational video of the day and giving you the inspirational video of today. Today we are talking about who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And so let's get to watch the video of the day, and here it is. Okay, as we continue with the conversation, we're being told just some technical issues, but we are working on that as we give you that video. Let me go back to our devotional of the day that we were talking about this morning, and you got to read from the book of Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2. Just in case you missed the devotional, we can do a brief recap. And this verse says, when thou passest through the waters, that is the King James Version, it says that I will be with thee, and through the rivers they shall not overflow thee. When you walk through the fire, thou shalt not be burnt, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. And we were saying, what is, such an assurance that God gives us in the book of, Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2, that when you pass through the waters, He will be with you. When you pass through these various tough times, He will be with you. And we have gotten to see and understand that, as we face these various trials and temptations, as we go through the fire, as we go through the waters, as we go through the storms, God has assured us that He is truly with us. And so we have also gotten to understand that we are not supposed to merely just try and do our own, things, whatever our mind is telling us at the moment, trying to probably seek for a solution at the moment on what we are facing. But we are supposed to, get to a point where we are putting our eyes, we are putting our ears, getting to hear what the Lord is saying to us at that particular moment, and, getting to understand what is God saying at the moment, what is God saying at that particular moment. And we got to understand that we should also come to that point of wisdom where we are asking God, what is it that you want us to learn? And so we continue with the show. Right about now, we want to give you the inspirational video of the day, and let's get to watch it, and here it is. Enjoy.
Trying to please my mother and trying to please my grandmother, and they always wanted higher for me. They always wanted more for me. And it got to the point that I wanted to be something. I wanted to be somebody. And it made me choose certain roles. It made me turn down certain roles. There is more than an image that I want to project. I want to be the person that is the first person there and the last person to leave. That's who I want to be, because I think that the road to success is through commitment and through the strength to drive through that commitment when it gets hard. And it is going to get hard, and you're going to want to quit sometimes, but it'll be colored by who you are and more who you want to be. I definitely found that wanting to be an actor stems from wanting to be somebody.
My mom wanted me to be a truck driver because that would mean I'd make $24,000 a year if I went to Truck Masters, and that would be twice what my father made. And she thought that would happen, but something inside of me said, I don't want to drive a truck. There's something else that matters more to me, and I decided I was not going to go for money instead of passion. And the rewards have been pretty amazingly better than being a truck driver. It's not bad being a truck driver, it's just not what I was after. And I look back, and one of the things that helped me was my original teacher, Jim Rohn, who was a personal development speaker I went to hear when I was 17. He said something the first time I heard him, and he said, it's really simple. If you want life to change, you got to change. If you want life to be better, you've got to get better. It's the only way it happens. And luck will show up for people and it'll leave them. But if you're constantly improving who you are and what you give, game over.
See if you can find some ways to multiply your value to the marketplace. And he said your income will immediately start to change.
See, if you go through life holding back, and most of us do, most of us, if we ask ourselves, have we done all we can do? Most of us will have to answer, no, we haven't. We've been holding back. We have ideas that we don't act on, things we want to do. We're afraid to take chances. We go through life trying to seek security and not coming outside of our comfort zone, and we take most of our stuff with us to the grave.
Up until then, I was hoping that the economy would change. I was hoping that my company would change. I was hoping that my paycheck would change. I was hoping that circumstances outside would change. And then here's what I found out. It isn't going to change. So then my question was, if it isn't going to change, how will my life ever change? And here's what my teacher taught me. When you change, everything will change for you.
And I'm saying that the fact that you're still here, that you're still breathing, you've got some more work, and you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. So when you get up in the morning, that you can look yourself in the face and say, hey, I'm living my life on my terms.
Change your question, change your life. When it comes to planning your life, I want to get you to learn to ask 3 questions now. The question you want to ask yourself is, what do I want? What's my outcome? What's my result? The word RPM, the first one, is to get you focused on the target. The target is not the activity. The activity can change. It's what's the result I'm after. If you know exactly what it is you really want, what you desire, what you're really after, clarity is power. The more clear you are and specifically what you want, the faster your brain can get you there. But if you're generally saying things like, what do I want? Well, I want more money. Fine, here's $1, get out of here. Whether you get the outcome or not, whether you get that result, will be based first, do you have clarity? And the second thing is, whether you got enough emotional juice to keep going after it when things don't work out. Did you achieve the outcome? Yeah, when you're that general, you think you're not getting your goal, you are. The way you language your goal, the way you think about it, you're receiving it. I want to feel a bit better. I want to lose some weight. Fine, you lost a pound, you're done.
When you get better, everything will get better for you. And that's where I picked up that phrase, for things to change, you've got to change. You don't have to change the marketplace. You don't have to change the marketing plan. You don't have to change the economy. You don't have to change countries. You don't have to change circumstances out there. All you've got to do is look within and see if you can change yourself for the better. And as you change, things will start to change for you.
What's the result I'm after? What's the ultimate result? What do I want out of this week, out of this thing, out of my business, out of my life, for my body?
Don't concern yourself too much with how you're going to achieve your goal. Leave that completely to a power greater than yourself. All you have to do is know where you're going. The answers will come to you of their own accord.
Here's my best advice. Welcome all experiences. You never know which one is going to turn everything on.
Are there going to be some moments when you want to give up? Yes. Will there be some moments when it's going to seem like it's impossible? The pain that you're experiencing, the disappointment that you're experiencing, that you're going to say, it's not worth it? Yes, that's going to be right there for you. It's going to be in your face, telling you to go back.
When we think about changing our lives, usually that means changing your behaviors, retraining yourself, getting new habits, going out and trying them out and changing your life. This is about changing your thoughts, and then your life will change. Change your thoughts, change your life.
Benjamin Disraeli said, nothing can resist a human will that will stake its existence on its purpose. Shortly put, I'll do it or die.
Know that all you have to do is hold your goal before you. Everything else will take care of itself.
And I can tell you that it doesn't make any difference what age you are, whether you're a teenager watching this, or whether you're someone in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or anywhere along the way, you can make that change.
Every thought, every feeling, every emotion you experience in this lifetime is shaped by beliefs and values. All of your life is controlled by decisions you make. Decisions about what to believe, decisions about what to feel, decisions about what to do. And most of us are on automatic pilot, letting the world trigger us instead of taking back control of our life. And when you do that, just think of it this way. Anything you want to change your body, you want to change your career, your business, your relationship. What to do requires the right strategy. If you want to lose weight and keep it off, you can't obviously just throw your pendulum and go on some silly diet. You got to know the things that are going to give you lasting results. So we teach those strategies. But some people even know what to do, but they don't do it. And why are we able to get people to do it, to follow through? Because 80% of success in anything, my friends, is psychology, and 20% is the mechanics. What that means is there's how to do stuff and there's why to do stuff. How to do it is not that complex. And if you really learn from somebody who knows those refined distinctions, they can show you those tipping points, those things you can do where in the least amount of time you get the biggest result.
As you look at yourself as a business operator, as you look at yourself as an entrepreneur, as you look at yourself as a person that want to make a mark with your life, that want to leave a legacy, you've got to be hungry. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. You want to find people who master that, because success leaves clues. And that's the same thing I'm suggesting to you. Whatever area that you want to go in it's finances, in business, insurance industry, whatever area that you're interested in, find the people who are mastering that and follow their example. Watch your relationships. They're nourishing relationships and they're toxic relationships. Nourishing relationships, they bring the best out of you. They inspire you. Toxic relationships, they drain you. People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry believe, always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. People that are hungry know if you want to be successful, you must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. Complain, point at your circumstances, give up your power, blame the government, blame the economy. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. It's hard to make a radical change in your behavior. It's hard to take ownership. It's hard to swallow the bitter pill that wherever you find yourself, at some point in time, you made an appointment to be there. That's hard. It's hard. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy.
Wow, what a video, what a video. I do hope that you have been inspired. I think one thing that stood out for me is when we're being told that, you know what, when you want to succeed in one particular aspect of your life, get to see someone who is better than you and get to learn from them. Use them as an example, let them teach you, let them mentor you. And so we continue with the conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in. Right about now, we want to go for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we'll be talking about parental involvement, particularly when it comes to children in education. So do send in your questions based on that particular topic, and let's take a break and see you after the break.
Welcome to Annie Planet, where the wonders of the animal kingdom come to life. Join us on a thrilling adventure as we explore the untamed beauty of nature and witness the extraordinary lives of creatures big and small. From the mighty jungles to the vast oceans, Annie Planet takes you on a journey beyond imagination. Get ready to embark on a wild ride filled with captivating stories, stunning visuals, and fascinating facts about our planet's incredible inhabitants. Annie Planet, where every creature has a tale. Don't miss out on the adventure. Every Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. only on Truth TV. We may be knocked down, but we are never knocked out. J.B. Phillips. Sometimes in life there are catastrophes that overwhelm us. Hard Pressed But Not Crushed by Reverend Elijah Mwangi is a book that will encourage you not to break under the weight and pressures of this world. To get this book, contact 0722-487-121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. That is 0722-487-121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. Literacy is a bridge from misery to hope. God bless you. Get ready to embark on a journey of faith and victory with Strengthen to Conquer. Join us for dynamic teachings, uplifting worship, and life-changing testimonies. Discover the strength within you to conquer every challenge. Tune in every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. and be transformed by the power of God's Word. Strengthen to Conquer with Reverend Elijah Mwangi. Every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Truth TV.
Truth TV, empowering you. 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 TV, empowering you. Truth TV, empowering you.
Hey there, welcome back to the Morning Uplift show with me, your host, Mercy Protas. I hope you are having an amazing time. And just about now, we want to get into another discussion. Particularly this morning, we are talking about parent involvement in education. That's right, we're talking about parent involvement in education. So just in case you also have some questions on the same topic, please do send it via our chat box that is online, that is on YouTube and also Facebook, and do follow us for such good, amazing content and conversations. You can also text in using the number that is on your screen if you are watching us live on Truth TV. And so to get us all started with that conversation, we have a guest in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. So we'll first start off by you introducing yourself to our audience. You use that camera.
All right. So my name is Flora Machoki. I am a parent, and by the grace of God, I am a teacher too.
That's great. So when we talk about parental involvement, can you start by probably explaining to us what exactly is parental involvement? How does it look like when it comes to education?
Thank you. So first, I would want to say that parenting is a very great thing, and it's a duty and responsibility that we have been given by God. And it is so enjoyable, and but sometimes it can be hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case you are tuning in right now, we are talking about parental involvement. And as we also work on the sound, currently we are able to understand that you are not able to hear our guests. So we are working on that particularly. Also, just in case you did not get to see the devotional of the day, we had talked about through tough times. And we were particularly saying that, we have to get to that point of getting the wisdom of asking God, as we go through various trials and tribulations, at what exactly is God speaking to us. And we also continue with the conversation right now on parental involvement in education. And with me on set is Madam Flora to help us understand what exactly is parental involvement in education and how does it look like? So as I had asked initially, sorry, our audience was not able to get you loud and clear. So how does it look like? What exactly is parental involvement when it comes to education?
So thank you so much. I would start by saying that parental involvement in education is a great thing. Parenting is a great responsibility that has been given to us by God. And it is so enjoyable, but at times it can be so hectic. Yes.
Yeah, so how do parents get to, when it comes to parenting, it starts from a very early stage. How do they get to teach their children? Because education is all about learning. Yeah.
So the first thing that we need to know is that we have different styles of parenting. And the style of parenting that a child chooses or follows determines the level and the way the child behaves, the way the academic performance is going to be like. So maybe I can start by saying we have an authoritative kind of parenting.
Right.
This is where the parent sets very strict rules and they are supposed to be followed. And by that, the learner or the child is shown a lot of love because the parent has time. He or she has set rules where the child is supposed to follow, and it's done with so much love. You find that the parent has given the child a chance to express their opinions, a child to ask questions, and where a parent can sit and answer. We find such learners or children who are brought up in such parenting method have high self-esteem because they're able to express themselves. They are so loving and they are very free. We also have another one that is authoritarian. Now here the parent sets very high rules and he expects so much. You find that the child here is not supposed to question anything. So here is where the parent says, I am the parent and what I say you follow. We also have another one that is permissive. So here you find that the child says what is to be done. The parent have set very low rules and there's less concern. You find that the child comes and tells you, I want to do this and that, and as a parent, because you're playing the role of a friend, more of a parent, you just allow the child to do what they wish. And we also have the one that is uninvolved parenting. Yes, here you find that the parent has no time for their children, and this is happening so much because nowadays, you find that we have so much that we are doing. We don't have time for our children. And so we have left our responsibilities to our house managers, to our teachers. We have no time for our children. We have no time to know how they are progressing. And it is so bad.
And when it comes to education, can you tell us why it is very important and crucial for even parents to get involved in their children's learning to understand how they are doing, as you say?
Yes, now the first thing you should know is that our learners copy what we do. What I love is what my child loves. Yes, so if we engage our children, if we show them that we are concerned with whatever they are doing in their learning, then they will take it seriously and they will start doing as we sit and discuss together. Number one, as a parent, you're supposed to engage your child. You're supposed to sit with them, have a discussion with them, have at least 20 minutes a day where you can sit with your child and discuss the program of the day, get to know how which activities they did at school, what is required at school, and by that you will understand your child, and the child will also get to know that my mother or my father is concerned with my education, and when the journey, you go with that journey together, the results will be amazing.
Oh, nice, nice. And you told us when you were introducing yourself that you are also a parent and at the same time a teacher. And in these two roles, how do you see them intersecting also at when it comes to helping to understand parental involvement in education?
Yes, being a parent and a teacher is so amazing.
Oh, nice.
Because now I have one grown-up boy, and I must tell you, it takes the grace of God. In the Bible, we are told that the Bible in Ephesians says that fathers, do not provoke your children. And it's also repeated in Colossians that fathers do not provoke your children. And in that line, when we are instructing our children, we have to be very careful. As being a teacher and handling learners in school, and then going back home and having my own child that I'm nurturing, it requires the grace of God. And these children, when you sit with them and you have time with them, they will open up and they'll tell you what is happening in their lives. And I believe as a parent, you're supposed to be a good role model. So the first thing you're supposed to check on yourself as a parent is the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you handle issues, the way you interact with those children is determined on the way you carry yourself. Yes, because nowadays what we do is what our children copy. Yes, and you find it difficult if you're doing the wrong things. It is so difficult for you to guide your child because they will always question. The times we are in are times when children are able to question us. And so you find that you have to check on yourself first. Yes, so that you can be able to guide your child.
That's great. And probably you had mentioned about, getting 20 minutes as a parent and getting to talk to your child, getting to understand how their day was, and just interacting with them. And could you tell us some other effective ways to also, get to understand or, also support children and get to also interact with them even in education?
So just before I discuss something else, in the discussions, when you are holding discussions with your children, number one, you have to know that you are supposed to check the way you talk to them. Yes, you don't have to show them that they do not know what they are doing. And you don't have to compare your children to other children. Yes, because when you compare them to other children, then you make them feel inferior. And they'll not be able to open up and tell you what is in their hearts. And you have to be honest in your discussions also. Because now if you're using the discussions to attack them, then they will not feel free to open up to you. Yes, and you also find that in your discussions, you should speak less. And listen more. Yes. Now, something else that I would say is that we have authoritative policing where you set rules and you let your children follow. Yes, you have to look at ways where you're going to set rules, make them known to your children, discuss with them, and let them get followed and not be broken. Yeah, we have another issue where our children are taking too much time on the screens, on the phones. Your child is on the phone, and you as a parent have no time for them. You find that today we get in the house, you're from your place of work, you sit on your laptop, I sit on I'm seated, I have the phone, my child has his or her phone, and now you see that you find that we do not have time for each other. We do not have, the child does not have time even for learning. But as a parent, I would say you're supposed to regulate the time for the screens. You can sit with your child and let them set time, maybe 2 hours for screens, because now we don't just take it and then leave them at that. So maybe you can set like 2 hours you can agree, we have 30 minutes for the screen, and you can also sit with your children. And by the way, it is very important to know what your child is doing on the phones, where they are with the phones, because nowadays we're leaving our children alone with the phone. We do not know what they are doing, and sometimes they do things that are not right. So maybe you can ask your children to let you sit with them and watch educational things from the phone or from the screen. You can also maybe ask them if you can accompany them to the library. Yeah, you can also let them tell you what they like and what they don't like, and where they would want you to help them.
So you mentioned about setting up rules. How do you ensure that, as a parent, I also get to reward these children? I also make sure that, I'm not doing it in a very, very strict way, and also encouraging them to do their roles, to finish or rather to follow the rules that you've set for them, and also just encouraging them to become better by following the rules.
Yes, in the world we are living in today, if you do not make your children your friends, if you're not open to your friends, then things will not be right. So the first thing you do as a parent is try as much as possible to make your child your best friend.
Oh, yeah.
To be the best friend that your child can have.
Yes.
Because now we train our children to do things right, whether there's somebody watching or whether they are alone.
Yeah.
Because now you find that you don't have to follow them. They can do things on their own, and you train them to do what is right, whether there's someone watching or whether they are alone. And when we become friends to our children, then we will sit down and set rules and agree. Let them know why you don't want this done this way. Let them know that every choice that you make has its consequences. And by doing that, let them question why you're doing that. And you will come to an agreement. And do it in love. Let your children know that you love them. Let them know that you're not doing that to punish them, but you will get to understand each other. And I believe your children will be the happiest.
Nice, nice. Because at least when it comes from a point of friendship, it's even easier to communicate and to set boundaries. And what, in your perspective or opinion, what challenges do parents get to face, even when it comes to, getting to see how they can get involved in their education, or also at a general perspective in their lives?
Parents are going through difficult challenges. Now, we have these children and we have brought them up, especially now those who are at the teenage level. And there are things you start telling them that they have not been seeing. So what they do is that they start rebelling, and it becomes a big challenge. And sometimes when you disagree with your child, they will do things that you will not like. We have teenagers who do things when they are hiding. We have teenagers, when you don't talk to them, they will open up to other people who might mislead them.
Right.
Yeah, so as parents, I would repeat again that we're supposed to be friendly, so friendly to our children, so that we can avoid some challenges that come. And again, those who have the young children, I think it's good to start setting some rules at an early age, so that as the children grow, they will follow what you have taught them. Because even the Bible says that train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it.
You also mentioned that you're a teacher. So when it comes to schools, how can schools also get to, better support parents in overcoming challenges where, probably communication is an issue, or the children are becoming rebellious, and that's that kind of stuff?
The funniest thing is, some of the children that we handle are very free with you as a teacher. More they are free to their parents. They get to tell you so many things that they're not able to tell their parents. Sometimes they tell you things and they tell you not to tell their parents. So as a teacher, sometimes we try to show love to these children, because the first thing as a teacher you should do is show much love to that child that you're handling. Because you find that in schools, some children are like at a refugee home when they're at school, because they have no peace at home, they are not shown love. And as a teacher, if you don't show them love, then you'll not do justice to that child. So as a teacher, the first thing you do is show love to that child. Let them know that you are a parent to them. Before you become a teacher, you become a parent to that child. Because now when you're so friendly to that child, they'll be able to open up, they'll be able to tell you their challenges that they're going through, and you will be able to communicate with the parents. Sometimes it's difficult, because you don't know how the parent will take it.
Right.
Because now the child tells you, do not tell my parents, but there are issues that as a teacher you understand that the parent is supposed to intervene. So it requires wisdom. And sometimes you call the parents, you talk to them, and sometimes these things change.
Yeah.
And sometimes you play the role of the parent-teacher. Yes.
Okay, and that's very inspiring. Allow me to read some of the comments that are coming in. Angel Gabi says, God bless his holy word. William says, good morning. Moments to continually cast our cares on him. Fatma says, after today's show, I'm blessed to say that I will be a better parent. Thank you so much, Fatma. William also says, good conversation. The current CBC system in Kenya kind of emphasizes parental involvement by all means, and it's good. Is boarding school, also he asks, is boarding school meant to reduce parental involvement or make a child more independent? And how can also parents be more involved while sending children far from home studies, like for example in boarding?
So the first thing I would say is there's somebody who has touched about the CBC, which is more involving.
Yeah.
And I would say, I think the CBC part is God sent. In one way or the other, it allows a parent to have a chance with the parents. But you find that these things are not happening, because as a teacher, I have a project or an activity that I want done by the learner, and so I send the learner home to go and do the activity with the guidance of the guardian or the parent.
Yeah.
But no matter what happens, some parents have no time.
No.
They even tell our learners, go and tell the teacher to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So I think if the parents are to take the CBC issue in the right way, we will get to have time with our children.
Yes.
We will get to understand them even more better, because as we're working with them, as we get involved with the activities they are doing, we will get to know where they are, what their needs are, what they like, and such like things. Now, the issue of the boarding schools, there are parents who send their children to boarding schools because they are a burden.
Oh.
Yes. You realize that some parents do not want to have those burdens. They want to have their time. They want to go out. They want to have their time. And so the easiest way they can do is take their children to boarding school. And then after school, they take their children to their grandma's places. So it is so unfortunate.
Yeah.
But we as teachers in boarding schools, we take the responsibility of the parents. We take the role of the parents.
Yeah.
There are materials that we make with the children. As I said before, we show them that love.
That's good. That's so much nice. Thank you so much, Mercy. She says, being uplifted. Teacher Florence, good to see you and hear from you on the show. A very passionate teacher. Thank you so much for that. Amazing comment. And as we wrap up this conversation, we love to also know what are some of the things, or what can you encourage parents, even as a teacher, to participate more actively also when it comes to school activities? How can you tell them or encourage them to also be actively involved?
First of all, I would tell the parents to regularly visit the school. Get to interact with the teachers who handle your children. Unfortunately, some parents do not know us. We stay with their children for 3 years and then they get to know us. Maybe when there is an issue that has come up and they come and tell you, I have never met you, you have been with the child for 3 years.
Yeah.
So I would encourage the parents to visit the school regularly, get to know the teachers that handle your children. Get to know the friends that your child engages in. Talk with your teacher and your child and get to understand each other. Number two, I would tell the parents to accept to be involved in the activities that are happening in schools nowadays. Because in CBC we have times when we need the parents around. Unfortunately, they send most of them send their domestic workers, their managers, and their issues. Maybe you would want to participate with the parents. We have cultural days that we would want the parents to come. So maybe I would encourage them to be present when such times they're required at such times.
A question has just come in, though I feel like you had answered that earlier. How will a parent ensure a child is more open to them as they are to their teachers?
Number one, I would tell them to show the children love. I said sometimes we discuss with the children, and when you engage your child in a discussion, let them speak. Do not take the show. Speak less and listen more. Let your child know that you have time for them, and do not use whatever they tell you as a weapon to attack them. Because sometimes they open up and they want you to understand them, because they have issues that they would want to discuss with you. But if they talk with you for the first time and then you use what they have told you to attack them, then they will get withdrawn. They will not talk to you. And you find as teachers, we talk to them, and whatever they tell you, you keep it a secret, and you try to help them in your own way. So as parents, if they're able to do that, if they're able to let their children discuss their issues with them, let them tell them whatever is happening in their lives, because a child needs to be loved, a child needs to be understood, a child needs to be guided and instructed, and in the right ways. So if we engage ourselves, if we let ourselves get close to our children, then they'll be open to us and they'll tell us those things that they feel that we need to know. But whatever they tell you as a parent, then take it in the right way.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And as we wrap up, is there any parting shot you'd love to give to the audience that is watching us?
Maybe I would tell them, always tell your children that you love them. Assure them of the love that you have for them. Hug them. It is the little things that we do that matters a lot in the lives of our children.
Awesome. Thank you so much for also being here, and thank you for sharing your wisdom on the same. And thank you to you, our viewer, for getting to this point of the show. I hope if you're a parent, you have learned quite a lot. Love is crucial when it comes to the relationship between both a parent and a child. That's it from us right here at Truth TV. We also tune in, or rather come to you tomorrow at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for another amazing morning uplift show. So do join us for an amazing time tomorrow. But for now, we bid you goodbye and wish you an amazing day ahead. Goodbye.
Truth TV, empowering you.